Hello everybody. So today we are going to make a tint and shade value scale with these colors. We are going to do all of the primary and then we are going to do the secondary. So on your tables you should have a piece of paper like this. You are going to trace it lightly with pencil. So right here, I put this underneath and I traced it. But if you want to use a ruler, you can to make it kind of nice and neat. And then when we are done painting, then we are going to label everything: red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and violet or purple. So I'm going to set this aside. And what you are going to get on your palette, and I have just a bunch of mess here on your paper plates, you're only going to get the primary colors. So you are going to have to mix them. Let me move that out of the way. All right, but I'm going to start with red first. And the way that we're going to do this is we're going to do a little bit of black. And then we're going to have the whole color here. And then we're going to go white. Actually, I think we're going to go the opposite way. I like it better this way. So we'll go black here, then the color, and then fade into white, just like we did all the way back. Let's see if Mrs. G can find it. All the way back to here. So how we did dark to light with the colored pencil, we're doing the same thing, but we're going to use black here, and then red, and then all the way to white. Okay, let me find my page again. We are right here. Okay, so I'm going to use a flat brush for this. This is the brush that I really like because I can just go up and down and kind of blend them pretty evenly. So like we did with our acrylic techniques, we are going to do a little bit of black, then red, and then we're going to fade into the white. And I'm going to use this brighter red, and then I have my black and I have my white ready to go. Okay, so let's start with our black, and I'm not putting a whole lot down, and I'm also trying to stay within my lines as best as possible. Now we can outline these lines with Sharpie later, but I'm gonna do my best to stay within the lines, and that's all the black I'm going to use. Okay, so now I'm going to rinse my brush, and I'm going to go, actually I'll use this red, doesn't matter, same thing. So I'm going to make sure that I go back over my black so that it actually is the red, and blend this way, because I want to make sure that you can actually see that it's red. And then move, and then keep moving on. Okay, now I'm going to rinse that, and I'm going to focus just on my red, and I'm always going back over this because I think it's just a little bit easier if you go back over. And we need to have a nice, even gradation of all the colors. So we'll do that. And I obviously went out of the lines. That's okay. I'm going to go over it with Sharpie. Just trying to stay within my little boundary here. But I think that's all I'm going to do here. And then I'm going to take my white. And I'm going to go, oops, take my white and make sure that I'm blending here. Because you want this part to be your whitest white. I know it might be, way to go, Mrs. G. I know it might be a little hard to see, but you want this part to be your whitest white. But I need a little bit more red, just a little bit. And you know, sometimes it's okay to just blend a little bit with water. There we go. And then I'll get a little bit more white and blend it that way. Okay, let's see. How are we doing here? Right, I need just a little bit more to blend. This is the tricky part. I feel like I kind of got a handle of this, but then it's not even, and it needs to be even. So that's when I like to use just the water to blend it a little bit. Oh, need a little bit more. I am definitely being a perfectionist with this. Okay, so that is a pretty good even gradation from my black to my red to my white. Okay, so that is red. And now I'm going to make myself orange, and then I will be back to show you the rest of the colors. Okay, so that is my completed tints and shades scale with red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and violet. My violet is a little bit darker than what I wanted, but you know what? Sometimes that happens, but I did mix my red with my blue, and that was my result, and it's all over my hands. Another thing I wanted to point out to you is that Mrs. G is a very sloppy painter, but I wanted to make sure that I went in the same direction, so my brush strokes are all going up and down instead of back and forth. So with me going up and down, I kind of went out of the lines, and that is totally okay, because now I'm going to take a ruler and a Sharpie, and I'm going to outline all of these, and I'm going to label them by color, and I am done. So stay tuned for the next part, which is color wheel, but make sure that you Sharpie everything once this is dried, and you label it, and you take a picture, and you submit it on the module on Canvas.